Hey everyone, this video is for the 4-2 work together and on your own. Now you may see on this page it says 4-2 and 4-3. That is because we will need the same papers to complete the 4-3 section on a different video. Now I am currently on page 102 in the textbook for instructions, and you will need a few pages from your workbook. You will need page 61 that I'm currently on, the back page, which is 62, and then also page 63. So you'll have a few different pages. You will get used to and you will get better at keeping track of all these pages the further along in accounting that you get. So let's look at our instructions on page 102. We are going to post separate amounts to a general ledger. So a completed journal and general ledger are given in the working papers. Your instructor, that's me, will guide you through the following example. So Omar Boj owns a service business that uses the following accounts. They're listed there and you can read them. It says post the separate amounts on each line of the journal that need to be posted individually. Save your work to complete work together 4-3. Now, first of all, when we are posting things that need to be posted individually, that means we are posting the amounts from the general columns. Sales, credit, cash, debit, and credit, those ones we will post as totals in the next video. So when we are working throughout this to post the items to be posted individually, we're just going to ignore those columns. The columns that I have covered up with my hand, we are just looking at the general credit columns for these amounts. So let's go ahead and we'll go line by line. The first one we need to post to Omar's capital account. And he had a general credit here of $2,500. That debit was for cash. We're ignoring that. So we're going to have to flip through a couple of pages here. So first of all, I'm going to have to find his capital account in the general ledger, which is on top of page 63. And I'm just going to put my journal page underneath it here so we can see everything at once. When we post, the first thing we need to do is we need to take the date that transaction occurred, and that was on April 1st. So I will fill in my date the same way that I do in my journal. We are going to leave the item column blank when we post. There are a few instances we would write something in there. There's no reason for us to write anything in there for this chapter. So we will leave the item column blank. The post reference column is going to be the journal page number. So our post reference is 1. This helps us. I can find this transaction just by looking at this. So if I see there might have been an error somewhere, I can see, okay, well this is from the journal page 1, and this was on April 1st. I can find this transaction now and see what happened. So we have to record whether this transaction resulted in a debit or a credit. And if we look, this was a credit for $2,500, so we're going to copy that number into the capital account here, $2,500. And we also will then need to record the balance. They just had a credit of $2,500. That's going to be its balance. The first line will always be the same for their balance. So now the benefit of this is that if I want to see the capital account's balance, I don't have to go through many pages of journals to calculate it myself. I can look right in my general ledger and see it. The last thing we need to do is put the account number, which is 310, in the post reference column. Make sure you do it in that order. Now I can see if I need to check it later. Oh, I posted it in 310. I can find that account in the general ledger. I can also see where I left off if my posting were to be interrupted for some reason. And that one is totally done. So let's look at our next line. On April 3rd, we need to post to prepaid insurance. Now, one of the bad things, it's front and back, and we will just survive and live through this. So the date of that transaction was April 3rd, and our post reference was 1 because that came from journal page 1. There will be times where it will come from different pages if we're posting on a different page from the journal. Prepaid insurance had a general debit of $330, so prepaid insurance just had a debit, $330. This over here is not something we're paying attention to. So let's flip back over. We will record that debit in the same way, $330. This is where you will write what happened in the journal, and then we will calculate our balance. So there was a debit of $330. That's currently our balance. You will see examples when there's more than one amount in here and how we will calculate our new balance. But as for right now, the first line, that was a debit of $330. That's our balance for $330. Account number 140 needs to go in the post reference column to indicate that we are done posting for that transaction. And we're going to continue on. Next one was for supplies on April 4th. So I'll flip back over here. April 4th, and I will put in 1 for the post reference. And since my memory is short, that was a debit of $160. So let's record that debit here for $160. And then that will be our new balance, a debit of $160. Account number 130 is going to go in the post reference column. The next one, this was also on the 4th here, the accounts payable ready supply. This one had a credit of $160. So we can flip that back over. This is at the bottom here on page 62. This was on April 4th. Post reference was 1. And this one had a credit of $160. So I will record that in the credit column. And that will then be my balance, my credit balance. So 210 will go in the post reference. Now, on the 8th, there's nothing to post, which is nice. That's why we have put that check mark in there, because we only put numbers here in special amount columns, so they are only posted as totals, so we don't have to do anything for that one, which is really nice. The next one on the 9th, we have accounts receivable Dan Carroll. That was a debit of $122. So let's go ahead and flip that over. And I've already forgotten the date, April 9th. And that's post reference 1. That was a debit of $122. And that will be our balance, debit of $122. We'll then put in our account number 120 in for the post reference. Next account, we have rent expense on the 12th. So we will go find rent expense. That is on page 63. And this one is nice. I can see everything on my screen here at once. So that's on the 12th. 1 for post reference. That's a debit of $260, which will also be our balance, debit $260. Our account number 510 will go in our post reference. Our next one on the 15th is accounts payable ready supply. So let's flip over. Now on this one, we only need to write 15. We do not write April again, just as we do in the journal. We only write it on the first line. And then post reference is 1. You do have to record that every single time, because that can change. In this one, we have a debit of $80. So let's put in our debit here of $80. Now, on this one here, we are not just going to carry over $80 and put that in our debit. That would be incorrect. We currently have a credit of $160, and now we have a debit. First of all, credits and debits are opposite, which means we would subtract. If we had a credit and a credit, we would add, or a debit and a debit, we could add them. Since we have a credit and then there's a debit, we need to subtract. Now, the credit of $160 subtract the debit of $80, that's going to give us a balance of $80. I don't like that it comes out 80 because it matches. That might confuse you into thinking why you put that 80 over here, but just know we subtracted it. So I could even put in a little note over here that says 160 minus 80, so you know you're not just carrying that 80 over. The credit is still larger. There's a $160 credit and an $80 debit. Since the credit balance is still larger, we will put $80 in for our credit balance. That's currently how much we owe Ready Supply. And if you remember, with accounts payable being a liability, they have a normal credit balance. So we can look and see we owe Ready Supply $80, and that's a huge benefit to posting frequently. All right, 210 is going to go in our post reference. Next we have on the 16th, accounts receivable for Dan. So I will put in 16 and I will put in 1. And I need to look back because I forgot $65 credit. So I will go and put that up here, $65. In the same way, we will take $122, subtract 65 because we have a debit balance and we just had a credit. So if we go ahead and subtract those two from each other, that is going to give us $57. So our debit of $122 is still larger than our credit of $65, so we still have a debit balance. So we will record our debit of $57, and our account number is 120 that we will fill in. That'll be the hardest time with posting, is calculating when you need to subtract. That'll be the newest thing, I guess, to learn. When we buy multiple supplies and they're all debits, we would just keep adding to calculate our new debit balance. And we'll get some of those examples later on as well. The last one we have to post individually is on the 25th to Omar Drawing. So let's find his account. There we go. So this was April 25th for Omar Drawing. And that's a $500 debit. And then that will also be his new balance. So $320. I'm sorry, I took that away so fast. Let me make sure you can see that there. So $320 is going here. So now the whole post reference column is filled in. The only thing that's not going to be filled in is on the totals. We don't put anything in that post reference. I'll explain that in the next work together for 4-3. But it's all completed, so I can see that all of my posting is done. Next, I'm going to take out my papers for the On Your Own, which starts on page 64 in your workbook. So what I would like you to do is practice and try to post these by yourself. I will also post them and then go over the general ledger and what your balances should be. So hopefully you had a time to post. If not, you should pause again. So all of my numbers are filled in going down: 310, 130, 210, 140, 120, 510, 210, 120, and 320. The nice thing about when you posted this is that your general ledger was on a separate page, which kind of helps it to go a little bit faster. So I am just going to go over this. Cash is blank. We'll post it as a total later. Accounts receivable is a good one to look at. Make sure you have all the dates and post references filled in for all of these. It's worth a lot of points when you post, since everything is worth 1 point. Like the first line here is worth 5 points, the next one's worth 4 points. So it can really add up if you miss things. So the first line we had a debit of $360, which was our balance. We then had a credit of $200. If we subtracted $360 subtract $200, that would leave us $160 remaining. And that would be our debit, since our debit was larger than our credit. So it will have a debit balance of $160. Supplies and prepaid insurance are on here. You can see accounts payable, we ended with a credit balance of $54 since we took $134 subtract $80. And then on the back we have our capital, our credit of $2,250. Our drawing has a debit balance of $1,000. Sales is blank for now, and then advertising expense has a debit of $68. I'm not sure why they give us a blank one here at the end, so I can't answer that if that's a question that you had. Make sure that you save this though. We will be using it for the 4-3 on your own, and the same with those work together pages we just used. Make sure too you're writing neat so you can read your own numbers. And also if you have any doubts, it's also a good idea to use a calculator so you're not making easy mistakes.